on November 20th, 2023. I was praying before I went to bed, and I asked God to give me a message that he wants to give to his people. And right before I woke up, I had this vivid dream. I was being shown all this coding, and it was being put into a GPS unit that took me to a video. And in this video, this is what I wrote down right when I woke up. They're showing me proof that everything is imbued with life. Animals, earth. They want to trick us and get us to worship this life force and see it a certain way. But the God force energy is different and much higher. So this was something I had never really thought about, but when I woke up, I could see the spiritual message in it, the importance of it. I was thinking it over, and then the next day, I was sitting on the couch at night, and I had someone respond to a YouTube comment, and they asked me, have you seen the new trailer for Christspiracy? Never even heard of it. And I click on the trailer, and it was exactly what my dream was talking about. Exactly. And I knew that my dream was a prophetic warning against this movie. I just want everybody to keep this in mind if they watch this trailer or this movie, to have a lot of discernment. I felt like even watching the trailer, I could feel some of the deception and the manipulation and the lies already coming through. You know, all of the over the top, like, creepy editing while they're interviewing the pastor, and they're putting like all of this scary, dramatic, tense music. They make it seem like, you know, they're getting the truth out and they're being persecuted for getting such a intense, deep, dark, secret truth out there that everyone's repressing, and they're playing it from that angle. I couldn't believe when I had looked at it at the time, they had already raised over $300,000 on Kickstarter, and it was gaining a lot more and more momentum. And it turns out that they just started getting funding for this in the beginning of November. I took a little bit of time getting this word out, a couple weeks, but I want to make sure that I get this out there relatively soon. When people have near-death experiences or experiences with God, when they cross over, most of them recount just how powerful God felt, what a force of love God had, and that it was more love than most of us ever experienced down here, than we can even imagine. Love was the most powerful thing. And I think that the more we connect into God and love while we're here, the more present we can be with it, and the more we do enjoy going out into his creation and into nature over the more superficial things of the world and shopping and flashy things. But I think it's important for all of us to remember that nothing is more powerful, nothing is higher and worthy of more praise and worship and focus than the power of love, which is the power of God. And that's what God is actually about. It's not about worshiping animals or the earth or creation and putting other idols over God, like anything physical, like money or your job or your body or anything like that. Why worship creation also when you could worship the one who created all of it? Nothing is more important than love, than God. It is a dimension beyond this physical world, and it's eternal. Take it in prayer or ask God for confirmation on whether or not this movie has a true message or is something that he would approve of. And remember that God wants to connect with each and every one of you, with all of us, and that if you ever want answers or confirmation on something, to ask him for it and to pray, and he'll speak to you in a way that's personal between you and him. The whole trailer was extremely creepy. And then at the end, when they said, "This is going to be biblical," it was like so cringy. The Bible is such a powerful, sacred, deep spiritual text. And to compare your Christspiracy movie to that, no, just don't.
You can learn about God and God's character by observing creation. The stars, sun, moon, forests, living creatures, stones, the ocean. You can find rest and restoration for your mind, body, and soul just by sitting in the creation. But remember, nothing is more powerful than the unseen force of love. It is completely possible to know so much about our physical world, be sitting in the gorgeous creation, and still be living in bondage within, with depression, anxiety, believing lies about ourselves, or just being numbed out and not even realizing it. It's also possible to have nothing in this physical world and be put through the worst conditions and be free inside, connected to your Father with trust, peace, love, freedom. We all are human and struggle with this, but He is forever faithful with His love for us, unstoppable and merciful no matter what you've done and no matter what others have done to you.